All right, then TV news, where we, bring you the latest updates faster than you can say binge-worthy. This week we have some interesting highs and lows. Marvel gives us kind of what we all knew was coming. Confirmation, though, for Moon Knight. We have Foundation getting a really awesome update. On the brighter side of things, we have Avatar getting a new sequel series. We're going to talk about that. Plus an answer to Star Trek over on Amazon Prime. All of that and quite a bit more, so adjust your glasses and let's dive right in. Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. What you are about to watch is the TV news that happened this past week since the last time you were here. There is a larger video that this is a part of called The Week in Nerddom. You can go check that out over on the main channel, Generally Nerdy, and you get into all of the topics in that one video. So comic books and music and movies, etc., etc. Or you can just keep coming back here for these shorter versions, which come out a little bit later. So the stuff over on the main channel is going to be a little more up-to-date, a little more relevant, if you will. But either way, you're getting news, and that's the point. And this is the TV news, not like, I'm Tom Brokaw, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Not that kind of news. We're talking TV news like TV shows and that kind of stuff. So without any further ado, let's hit the news. Oh, so that puts us into follow-ups and corrections. TV style. We have a couple. One of them, you may or may not be super sad about the announcement here, but follow up on the Moon Knight situation. We have Marvel's head of TV, Brad Winderbaum, has confirmed that there will not be a second season for Moon Knight. However, he also said we are not done with Moon Knight in the MCU. So we will be seeing the character come back, just not on Disney Plus for a series. Could he be getting his own movie? I guess that's possible. Probably not for a few years, but still possible. That also, I guess, should be worth note. The SAG Awards happened, and nobody really cared. The Oscars are going to happen. I guess we should kind of announce that. I think the only thing that's really noteworthy about the fact that the Oscars are about to happen is Conan O'Brien is hosting this year, so there will be a lot of really interesting clips to watch after the fact, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. All of these award shows are just Hollywood patting itself on the back saying, aren't you just the most virtuous good little boy or girl or they or whatever. It's a waste of your time. Stop feeding into this garbage. Go consume the art and let your own personal tastes be what dictates what you watch and what you like and all of that. Don't let this influence you. Anyway, there are a couple of things about the SAG Awards. First up, we got Colin Ferrel won for the freaking Penguin, as he damn well should have. But again, who really cares? We don't. David Duchovney and Gillian Anderson reunited on stage. There have been rumblings of another season of The X-Files. This is just feeding into those. Just saying. And then we also, that's it. That's everything. Moving on. And then our final follow-up for the episode is Foundation. Foundation Season 3 is coming. Still have no release date for it yet, but we now know that there is going to be a Season 4 as well. Let's get into the notes. No word exactly when Season 3 will premiere, but we have confirmation. That's the entire note. We have confirmation that Season 4 is in fact happening. So I need to catch up. I have only watched about halfway through Season 2, so I should probably finish Season 2 before Season 3 hits. And then we know we're getting Season 4, so I'm super stoked for that. That's what we got. Oh no, and then there's one kind of breaking last-minute update here. We now also know that The Boys in, next season is Season 4, I'm pretty sure, Season 5 maybe. Boys have cast not just Jared Padalecki. We knew that one was happening. They were actively in negotiations last time we talked about this, but now we know that they are also casting Misha Collins. So we are getting a proper Supernatural reunion. We've got Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Jared Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, there we go. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins. So Papa Winchester, Sam and Dean, and Gabriel. God, Castiel. Good Lord, my jumbled word salad between my ears. Yeah, we're getting a Supernatural proper reunion. Almost proper. I mean, we even got Bobby in The Boys, right? Bobby is the president, for crying out loud. So yes, I'm super stoked for it. Let's move on. We do have a trailer to talk about this week. We could have done the trailer for the next episode of Invincible, but we're not gonna, I feel like that's like too into the minutia, but we do have a new season of The Walking Dead: Dead City that's about to hit us, and we now have a release date and the first few minutes of the first episode, and I'm very confused as to what the hell is about to happen at the beginning of this, because that's not where we left things, where this couple of minutes, I think it's like 2 minutes of the first episode, that I don't see how the two are correlated, so it's very intriguing, go check it out. The release date for it is May 4th, so Star Wars Day is apparently when we're getting the next season, at least the first episode of the next season of Walking Dead: Dead City, so yeah, there's that. And then that rounds us over to regular ass news. And again, we've got quite the handful of things to talk about, so let's do that. Michelle Trachtenberg is leading things off. Breaking just this morning as I was finishing my notes, getting ready to film. This week has been a little bit of a week, so usually I would just film on today and edit, and it would be up in time, and everybody would be happy. But either way, it kind of helps with the breaking news when we do it this way. Michelle Trachtenberg, you will know her from Eurotrip, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's kind of the biggest ones for me. Eurotrip was one of those comedy movies that I watched a million freaking times just because it just had me cracking up. I'll watch it to this day and lose my mind. I will quote it at work, at the day job. I will quote it constantly. Even to the point where people don't even understand that what I'm doing is a reference to this movie, but it's just worked its way into my personality to such a degree. Me scusi, me scusi. That's just part of me now. Michelle Trachtenberg, one of the stars of that movie, one of the stars of the later seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was also in Pete and Pete. Oh my God, that is the first exposure I had to her. Pete is one of the reasons why I have such a weird sense of humor these days, is because that show was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. A little bit of an older kid, but still, like, it was very formative for me, and she was a part of that. Michelle Trachtenberg was found deceased this morning by her mother. She has been in fairly poor health in recent years as of late. There is no word as to whether or not her passing is directly related to the recent issues that she has been having. We do know that she recently got a liver transplant, though again, if the two are correlated, that is not known information. Very much still a developing issue, and it will probably be a few weeks before we get to any sort of reason why this happened. So yeah, we're gonna take a moment in just memory of some of the great Michelle Trachtenberg stuff. Like, man, she was in she wasn't in all that. She was on Nickelodeon, either way. All that Nickelodeon correlation just kind of happens. But Pete and Pete, I think, was the biggest one for me. Buffy, those seasons were the seasons that I watched probably the least when they were on, but I still have seen every episode twice. Oh, anyway, sorry. Moment. We're gonna actually take a moment for Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yes.
What are you, some kind of serial killer?
I'm just protecting my turf. Doggy wee wee kills grass faster than acid.
Not for my dog. Ever since moving to your lousy town, he won't squirt. I don't blame you. I hate this place too. You want to know something about dogs? Their brain is about 1/3 of the size of ours, but they're over 100% nicer. Give me your paw. You're tired. You're rounded masses, struggling to be free through hard-patched clay.
Mi scusi. Mi scusi.
I'm 15, so this queen thing's illegal.
I can bring whole cities to ruin and still have time to get us off chewing.
Yeah, that's great, but I'm late and I'd hate to delay her.
Something's cooking, I'm at the griddle. I bought Nero his very first fiddle.
She'll get pissed if I missed to see my sister's the Slayer.
The Slayer?
Okay, so from some really heartbreaking news, we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna get a little levity here because we have some really good news now, possibly. It depends on your take on things, but we have a new Avatar series that has just been announced. New Avatar series is going to be a sequel, much like the Legend of Korra was a sequel to the, what is the damn first Avatar, The Last Airbender. Wow, again, words and salad and between the ears. So yeah, it is going to be after Legend of Korra. The name of this new season, or new series rather, is called Seven Heavens. Nickelodeon will be also doing much more to promote the franchise as a whole. So there's going to be a series of shorts. Most of those shorts are going to be focused on The Legend of Korra. There is a shorts specifically on YouTube. There's a podcast that is actively going, also kind of focused on Legend of Korra, just kind of elevating the level of awareness for the Avatar franchise. So that's pretty freaking cool. The name of the podcast is Braving the Elements. The shorts will be over on the Nickelodeon Nickelodeon YouTube channel, and there will be a new book called Book to Earth. I'm sorry, releasing Book to Earth soundtrack. It's music. They're releasing music and not a book. There will be a live action tour, so kind of like the Ninja Turtles did back in the day. There's going to be an Avatar live action tour, and there will be other live in-person events that they're going to be scheduling throughout the year. Very specifically, there's going to be something at San Diego Comic-Con this year, so all kinds of stuff, as well as legitimately books. They're going to be doing books for the franchise, new toys, games, etc., etc. There is also a mobile game that is going to be released. It's specifically called Avatar Legends Realms Collide. So Avatar is just going to be all over the place over the next year or so. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about it at least a little bit. From there, I think our last piece of news, regular ass news anyway, is Amazon's answer to Star Trek. So there is a book series called Culture that I am unaware of, but I'm very intrigued by this because Amazon just bought the rights, the live action broadcast streaming rights, I think is how that's worded to some degree, for the book series called Culture. There's going to be a series on Amazon based on this book series, and from the sounds of it, it is a different style but very similar ground tread by Star Trek. So it's going to be very Gene Roddenberry-esque without all of the baggage of modern Star Trek. Looking at you, Section 31. So very interesting. That's kind of all that's really known about it right now, but as that develops, we'll be keeping tabs. And then this is our suggestion for the week. This is the end of the TV section. Suggestion for TV this week, and it's on free streaming, so you don't even have to go give Disney your money to watch this, but Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you didn't know that was coming, you weren't paying attention. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is in honor of Michelle Trachtenberg. Also, it's just a great series. Like, even the first season, like, it took a little bit of time for them to figure out who those characters are, but even in those early episodes where they're still figuring out who those characters are, it's just good TV. Like, this is some of the earlier iterations of season-long arcs, which wasn't really a thing in television before that. I mean, think what you will about Joss Whedon, the art that he has created with this, that everyone involved, not because it's not just Joss's baby, it's everyone's baby. So all of the people involved with making this art did such a fantastic job. It is going to hold up for many, many years to come. And also, you can honor the memory of Michelle Trachtenberg. Go watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It is streaming on Tubi, it is streaming on Hulu, it is streaming on Disney+. There's a number of other places, but those are just kind of the highest profile. And Tubi is a free streaming app, so you don't even have to pay money for it. Just go check out Buffy the Vampire Slayer, your suggestion for the week. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.